Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Wedaways, Getaways, virtual FAMs, which took the place of in-person FAMs. But guess what? Good news. We are back on the road, and Italy is in our very near future. We are so excited today. We will be featuring Villa Igiea in our favorite destination, Palermo, Sicily. We've got two fabulous people from the company here with us, and I'll introduce them to you in just a second. Maritza is on our call today. Maritza is our digital media marketing manager, and typically you'd see her gorgeous face live, but she's a little under the weather and she's in the background. So if you've got anything, to shoot it into the chat box and she'll text you the answer. A little bit about Wedaways. We are a dual-sided business. We've got a dynamic search engine that features luxury properties around the world that cater to the wedding and honeymoon markets. You always need to check back to our website because we are always adding incredible destinations and amazing properties and a lot of hidden gems. And we have our virtuoso affiliated travel agency led by my wonderful business partner and daughter, Pamela Goldman, with her team. And we are here to help wedding planners with buyouts, venue searches, room blocks, honeymoons for their clients. And of course, we're happy to work B2C as well. Well, here we are today with two fabulous friends. At the top of our screen, we've got Mary in Northern California, who represents beautiful Villa Igiea, which is coming soon, and Benedetto, who's in Italy. So it's a little late for him. Ciao, Benedetto. Ciao, Mary. How you doing?
Ciao. How are you, Renee?
We are super, super excited that you're here with us.
Ciao, Renee.
Ciao, ciao. Benedetto's got like he's the vibrant Dolce Vita guy and on the other side of the world. Villa Igiea is in Palermo. Palermo is an amazing destination in Sicily. If you haven't been to Sicily, you have to go, and we'll help you get there. It is the most incredible destination. Villa Igiea, as you will hear from Benedetto and Mary, is part of the Rocco Forte group. It will be opening June 3rd. So if you're watching a recording and it's after June 3rd, lucky you, you can make reservations and go right away. And if it's before June 3rd, we're happy to help you get there. This region of the world has influences from the Arabs, the Normans, and the Spanish. The food is influenced by those different demographics, and the architecture. It's just an amazing place. And I'm going to give it to the experts to take us there and give us the best experience that we could possibly have. Take it away, Mary and Benedetto.
Absolutely. Thank you. Let me share the screen with you so that you can see our presentation. And we will start with an introduction to ourselves. So, Mary, it's your turn.
Great. Thank you, Benedetto. And thank you again, Renee, for having us today and those that are joining us. So again, as Renee mentioned, my name is Mary Jiang. I'm the Director of Global Sales on the West Coast for Rocco Forte Hotels, and I represent all of our hotels in our brand. And of course, today we're focusing on Palermo and Sicily, and really focusing also on our upcoming opening, Villa Igiea. So, and Benedetto, maybe you can explain a little role,
Yes.
your role and how much responsibility you have now.
First of all, as you can realize from my name, I'm Benedetto Consiglio, and I'm from Italy. And I look after all the group business for our 6 properties. So our portfolio of Italian hotels located in Italy. And now in a sec, Mary is going to show you all the rest of the properties we have all around the world with some very exciting news. So I hand over to Mary again.
Great, thanks, Benedetto. So some of you might not be familiar with our brand, Rocco Forte Hotels, but we are actually a family-owned company. So kind of to give you an idea of where our locations are, we are actually located all in Europe, with half the portfolio in Italy. So as Benedetto mentioned, we have 6 hotels currently in Italy, with an upcoming opening in Palermo, like we're going to talk about, but also a future opening in Milano. So we took over not too long ago the Carlton Hotel in Milano, and that will be actually opening in 2023 with about 70 rooms. So more details down the road. Of course, we're focusing only on Villa Igiea, Palermo, and Sicily today, but I do want to mention some of our other hotels, especially in Italy. You can always do any pre or post extensions around the wedding and mentioning that to your clients. And so if you have any interest, your clients in Rome, we have two properties, the Hotel de Russi and the Hotel di Lavelle, located on the Piazza di Popolo on the top of the Spanish Steps. Then we also have a hotel in Florence. We have a wonderful resort in Sicily called Verdura Resort, which we'll touch a little bit about during our presentation today. And then we also have a lovely 16th century farmhouse called Mazzeria Torre Meets in Puglia, which we opened in May 2019. So again, we're going to take you to Italy, but our other destinations, if you ever have any interest in Germany, Frankfurt, Berlin, and Munich, and then UK, Brussels, St. Petersburg, and we're opening in Shanghai down the road. All right, let's take you to Italy. That's where we want to go today.
So let's start our journey, and I officially welcome you to Italy, to Sicily, and to our beautiful brand new property, Villa Igiea in Palermo. So today we have this big announcement. We have the opening date of Villa Igiea, which was supposed to open last year. So we are now very excited to share with you the new opening date, which is the 3rd of June, 2021. And as Renee just mentioned, you are able already to make bookings because we already opened our sales for the next upcoming season. So feel free to reach out to Renee, Mary, and me for any kind of reservations for groups, events, weddings, or even for an individual reservation. So any kind of experiences that you are looking for in Sicily. So before starting our presentation and the highlights of the property, today the presentation will be divided in 3 different parts. So we will talk a little bit about Sicily, then we will focus on the destination of Palermo, and then on the property, just to give you the reasons why you should consider Sicily as a destination. And Renee already anticipated that there are multiple hundreds of reasons to go to Sicily. And one of the main reasons is that Sicily is rich in culture, in history, in, as you said, food and beverage. There are so many, many reasons. And it's also very easy to access. This is the largest island in the Mediterranean Sea. And just to give you an idea of how big Sicily is, Sicily has the same surface of Belgium. So it's not like an island or a small island you could think of, but it's like an entire country. And driving from one side to the other, it takes like 4 hours and a half. So it's a long, long way from one side to the other. The focus of today is on the west coast of Sicily, because this is where we have our 2 properties. One is located in the capital of the island, Palermo, and then on the southwest, where we have a beautiful resort that I will also introduce to you at the end of this presentation. So, as I always say, Sicily, it's not only an island, but it is an entire destination. Just to give you an idea, the island was founded almost 3,000 years ago. And this was by the Phoenix, but not the Phoenix in Arizona, but the Phoenix, which were located in the Middle Eastern area, and they reached the island because it was so rich in vegetation, and it was also very crucial as an entrance on the Mediterranean. So this was the reason why during the centuries, during the many years of the 3,000 years of history, many populations came and tried to dominate and rule the island. And this made this island so rich because now we have the heritage and the traces of all these different cultures living on the island that you can enjoy during your stay. This is just an example, the Valley of the Temples, which is like one of the wonders of the world, where you can see preserved Greek temples that you cannot easily find in Greece because they are not as preserved as on the island of Sicily. And this is only 1 hour distance from Villa Igiea and 45 minutes from the Verdura, one of the wonders of the world. This is Segesta, one second archaeological site. And again, both of them are considered UNESCO archaeological sites. So they are World Heritage. And of course, dramatic landscapes. The island of Sicily is very well known for all the natural beauties all over the island. And this is, for example, one of the most famous beach clubs in Sicily, which is called La Scala dei Turchi. And it's all about granite stone. So everything is white and the sea is crystal and blue. So it's really romantic and impressive. Now we go a little bit deeper into the presentation and we focus our attention on Palermo. Palermo is, as I mentioned, the capital of Sicily, and it's also very easy to be reached. Before the pandemic, United was also about to launch a non-stop flight from New York to Palermo. Unfortunately, this has never happened because of what all we know, but we are quite sure that as soon as flights are going back to normal schedule, also the flight, a non-stop flight from United States will come back again to Palermo. So in any case, Palermo is connected to all the major airports in Europe. So Frankfurt, Milano, and Roma. So for international itineraries, international flights, you will be landing in one of these major airports and then connecting to Palermo. Once you get to Palermo, of course, you can easily get to Villa Igiea because this is only 20 minutes driving from the airport. The Villa Igiea is like an urban resort because it's in the city, but a little bit out of the historical center, because this allows to have a privileged location on the sea and at the same time enjoy the hustle and bustle of the city when you want, only in 10 minutes driving distance. Why Sir Rocco Forte has decided to open an hotel in Palermo? Well, Palermo has always been considered one of the most noble and aristocratic cities in Europe. The city, and as all the rest of the island, is almost 3,000 years old. This means that walking around, it's older than Rome, because Rome is only 2,000 years old. But while this was founded by the Arabs and the Greeks, you find all the traces, and I would say the stratification of the different cultures, which are witnessed by the churches, the monuments, the beautiful palazzos that you find all over. So all over you turn around, you find something interesting, something different, something colorful and cultural. This is just an example of one of the different dominations of the island. This cathedral, which is Santa Maria della Pietà, was founded by the Normans, and it has this Byzantine style. But then you turn the corner and you reach this beautiful palazzo. And just to let you have an idea of how important this palazzo has been for the history of the city, it has been selected by a very famous Italian director for a Hollywood movie, which is called Il Gattopardo. This dates back to the 60s, so we were not young, we cannot remember, of course, but we can see it on YouTube. And the ballroom of the main scene of this movie was just in this palazzo, which is Palazzo Gangi, which is now, as you can see in all this splendor, also a venue for events. So this means that if you have 2-3 days events, you could even privatize the palazzo for a gala dinner or for a special occasion for your group. I don't know if you are aware that Palermo is also home of the largest opera theater in Italy. Bigger than La Scala in Milano, bigger than the one in Naples. It has been completely restored. So as soon as you get inside, you have this amazing experience of golden and fabrics. And it's also the third largest in Europe. So a trip to Palermo is worthy just to go to attend a ballet or a concert in the Teatro Massimo Opera Theater. But then Palermo is also about rustic life, and I would say, due to the Arab heritage, you will find different markets all over the city. When people are selling, people are screaming, people are shouting, people are singing, and this is the soul of Palermo. You will find some of the markets which reminds you the markets in Marrakesh, like a souk. And this is exactly because Marrakesh is opposite the island. So if you cross the Mediterranean, it's very nearby Africa. And all these heritage of the northern side of and the Arabic country can be found in all these markets where you lose yourself and you can smell all the beautiful and colorful vegetables and the products that are produced on the island. And then, of course, Palermo is also very well known for the street food. So you see the cannoli and the arancini that I know that you also have in the States, but believe me, these are really different when you try them in Palermo. And Mary can witness, because she has been with me a couple of times to Sicily, enjoying this amazing arancini and cannoli. One more comparison to let you understand why this city is so appealing. We can make the comparison of the Bay of Palermo to the Caribbean islands. It's not, I would say, it's not an exaggeration, because I'm used to go very often to Sicily, and I've been many, many times to the Caribbean islands. So I can make the comparison. Imagine that this is the sea of a 1 million people city. So usually the sea in the city is not that nice and clear. But here, as you can see from the picture, which has no any kind of Photoshop, but it's a realistic picture. This is the beach of Mondello, which is the beach for all the people living in the city. And it is exactly the same as the sea that you can find in the Caribbean islands. So just to make a comparison. One more comparison is with the Rio de Janeiro, because Rio de Janeiro is like the sugar loaf and the Christ on top of it. We have this same kind of, let's say, layout of the city with the bay. And then on top, we have a church that I will show you in a second. So this is Villa Igiea. This is the sugar loaf, as I mentioned before. On top of the mountain, you will find the reliquaries of the patron of Palermo, which is Santa Rosalia. So there is a big feast lasting an entire week dedicated to this famous saint protecting the city. And so this has the same religious meaning as the one that you find in Rio de Janeiro with Jesus Christ protecting the city. The palazzo that you see, it's a lavish palazzo dating back to the 19th century. It was actually opened as a hotel for the first time in 1900. But there is something very interesting, a storytelling behind this property. And the storytelling is about a family. It's a little bit like a fairy tale, because this property was built for the will of one of the most important and influential family of the history of this island. This family was called the Florio Family. There are many, many books dedicated to them. And specifically, the third generation, who was also, who were also the founder of Villa Igiea, Donna Franca Florio and Ignazio Florio, they were like the king and the queen of the island. Even though they were never nominated as king and queen, for what they have done in terms of business development, of construction works, and for, let's say, for gathering important people from all over the world and hosting them, they really contributed to the richness of the society. They built Villa Igiea, as I said, they asked to build Villa Igiea by the same architect, Enrico Basile, the one of the opera theater. So the architect of the opera theater that I just showed you. So a very important architect for this project. And in the course of the years, they were hosting so many VIPs and divas and kings and queens, just to mention some of the American name of Hollywood movie stars we're familiar with, maybe Kirk Douglas, Sophia Loren, Burt Lancaster, and then Maria Callas, the famous singer, the king and queen of Spain, or the king or queen of England. So Villa Igiea has a very rich history that dates back to the beginning of last century, with so many influential and important people staying with us. And now the new project is a very important one of several millions of euro investment, because Villa Igiea needed restoration. So this was our main purpose, to give back to this sleeping beauty, to give back to life, to this landmark, to this spectacular property. And as you can see now, the touch of Rocco Forte is in all our rooms and suite. The predominant color is the blue, and there is a reason why. Blue is also the dialogue between the inside and the outside of the property because of the sea. So we are reflecting the destination, the place where we are. And we also do it in our project design, because even if you find a contemporary style, we respected the history of the property. And we also added values with fabrics and with local ceramics. So the personality of Villa Igiea is reflecting the destination of where it is located. In total, we will feature 100 rooms, 72 rooms, and 20 suites, including 3 signatures. The pictures I'm showing you, those are not renderings, but these are real rooms, so mock-up rooms, because we are about to open. So I just want to assure you that what you see is what you get coming on property. And now let's go to the wedding side and how and why you should consider Villa Igiea as a venue for your wedding. Well, let's imagine a program, a wedding on property. I'm sure the first location you would like to use is the board of the pool of our infinity pool overlooking the Mediterranean Sea, and use all the board of the pool for a welcome reception. I like to define Villa Igiea not only as a palazzo, it really looks like a castle on the water. And this makes our property really interesting from the wedding side, because you combine the feeling of a castle with the sea and the Mediterranean, let's say, resort experience. Once you have you add your cocktail on the board of the pool, then we will move through the gardens and these beautiful centenary trees up to different options. If we have a small intimate wedding, we can consider Sala Basile room, which is up to 80 people in a seated dinner style. And this room, dedicated to the famous architect who built Villa Igiea, is all with the frescoes on the walls. So it's a really magic place for an intimate wedding. It's a very warm atmosphere inside, due to the color, to the use of the wooden inside the meeting, inside the venue. And then our highlight is a Belle Époque room. The Belle Époque room has hosted during, let's say, last century, hundreds of wedding receptions. Because Villa Igiea is not only loved by international clientele, but also by the local Sicilian families who wants to get married in the most beautiful place in the city. So La Belle Époque is also our main ballroom and is up to 180 people seated. So if we want to define the ideal wedding for Villa Igiea, my suggestion is a full buyout. This means full buyout. In double occupancy, you will have 200 people staying at the hotel with all the rooms, and then you can use La Sala Belle Époque for your wedding reception, with then an outdoor space for your cocktail on the pool. And then, of course, you will also want an after party. We have a much more modern space, which is a Sala Belmonte. Of course, now you see it with the setup of a meeting, but this is like an empty box that you can use in any kind. And usually we suggest as a disco or as a club after the dinner. Or you can also enjoy our bar area, where which is really, really refined and beautiful for the last cup before going to bed. So as you can see, Villa Igiea is very flexible in spaces. So we have different venues for events, multiple choices depending on the number of people attending the event itself. And yes, these are just some examples of real couples getting married in the past. So they are our best testimonial of why Villa Igiea is definitely one of the most beautiful locations for a wedding in Italy. As I mentioned you, west coast of Sicily, if you reach the island, of course, you don't want to stay only in Palermo. And we can offer you also the combination of a city urban resort with a real resort on the Mediterranean, which is our Verdura Resort. This property that we own since 10 years now, it's a real corner of a paradise on the island. Driving from Palermo to Verdura, it's it's 1 hour and 20 minutes. So you land in Palermo, you stay 2 or 3 days, you relax after your jet lag, if you are jet lagged, and then you drive to the south and enjoy our 500 acres golf resort on the Mediterranean. Our resort is also featuring a private beach club and 1 mile of a private coastline, and then large rooms and suites. We feature 203 rooms and suites. This is the smallest you can find on property. All with patio, all with a sea view, so no one can complain about the allocation because everybody will get a sea view. And some of the rooms also have a private pool, so the maximum you can expect. I have also one big announcement for Verdura, because Villa Igiea will open on June the 3rd, but then we also have one more opening of 20 new villas in Verdura. These 20 new villas are the perfect match if you have a family traveling for the wedding and then they want to relax in a resort. The villas are 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom villas. They are a little bit on top of the resort, so they have the view of all the resort at their feet, and they get a complimentary golf cart to move around the resort, and of course, all the advantages of a private villa with your private kitchen and extra services just for the clients of the hotel. Of course, Verdura can also be a venue for events or for a wedding itself, with this beautiful piazzetta where you can arrange a folkloristic dinner, or with our olive groves, which has been selected many times for wedding receptions. Or you can consider a wedding on the beach, because we feature a beautiful restaurant overlooking our beach club, and this beautiful restaurant, which is called Amare, which means to love, but it's also meaning on the sea. And of course, you can have the cocktail on the beach before getting to our restaurant Amare. So I just wanted to show you some more options in Sicily. And of course, with the opening of Villa Igiea, the combination of the 2 hotels is really the perfect fit for any kind of stays, either for leisure or for a wedding, because you can relax in a resort after staying in Villa Igiea and vice versa. So this is it for now. And now the next step is to come and stay with us in Sicilia.
Wow. Wow. Spectacular. Benedetto, you're like a poet. The way you speak is just it's just beautiful. You know, you're so like reading a fairy tale. It's just amazing.
Thank you.
I will share with our audience that I have been to Verdura. I've stayed at Verdura. I've taken one of their bicycles and I've rode the bike paths down to the sea and have enjoyed the restaurants and the villas. I haven't seen, not the private villas, that's yet to come, but the property itself and the spa. I know you didn't mention the spa because we're talking about weddings, but weddings and honeymoons, the spa at Verdura is enormous, and with the most beautiful amenities, and the gym of course is incredible. So we are so excited to be coming back to Italy with our wedding planners to tour and to see the gorgeous properties that are available. And June 3rd is right around the corner. Didn't the last year go fast?
No.
Really? I thought it went so fast. You know, isn't that funny? Perspective. What can you say? You know,
Yeah.
everybody has a different perspective. So it went slowly for you guys.
It was a long year.
Yeah, no, I can understand because, you know, all the closures and everything, it was so difficult. I understand that. But we're getting back. We're getting back to it. And we're all excited and looking forward to it. this is a beautiful scene. Do you want to unshare your screen for a second,
Yeah.
Benedetto? And we'll talk a little bit about all 6 Italian properties are on Wedaways on our portfolio. And they're all so unique and very rich in terms of interior design and incredible cuisine, food and beverage that one of the Rocco Forte daughters takes care of. And is there anything else that you want to share with us that's exciting? I don't know what else you could share.
Yeah, I just want to say that this presentation was a spotlight on the opening of Villa Igiea. So it was a full dedicated presentation only on Villa Igiea. That's why I didn't mention about the spa, the Verdura, and all the rest, because I just want to catch all the attention on the new opening. But then on your channel, we have 2 beautiful presentations that we did last year together. One is called City Chic, and it's focused on our beautiful city hotels in Rome, because we have 2 stunning hotels in Roma, the Hotel de Russie and the Hotel de la Ville, and one in Florence, one of the landmarks of the city, which is the Hotel Savoy in Florence. And then we have one more webinar that for all the rest of the audience, if they want to go back on the channel and see it, it's dedicated to our resorts in Puglia and in Sicily. So
yeah, oh, and Puglia is an amazing destination too. So, okay, we all have to get back on the road. Any further questions, send us a shout out, Renee@wedaways.com, weddings@wedaways.com, hello@wedaways.com. No excuse, you've got all of our emails. We'd love to hear from you. Mary, thanks for coming on with us from Northern California. It's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you.
You for having us, Renee, and thank you for everyone's time. We appreciate that.
Oh, we just adore all of you. Benedetto, mi amore, grazie mille.
grazie.
Oh, wow, wow. It was just fabulous. We hope to see you soon in person. And Maritza, thank you very much. Maritza will run an edit of this, and then
Maritza.
Yeah, she will make sure that everybody gets a copy. And we hope to see you all soon. Our next webinar, look out for, we will be going to Napa Valley. So it's not Italy, but it is Napa, and there's a lot of vino and wine.
Good wine as well.
Yes, yes, so we will be going, and we'll let you know shortly. Until then, from our family to yours, the best is yet to come, and we appreciate everyone's time. Grazie.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Ciao, see you in Italia. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.